Hello, welcome to another video by Indicator Vault. And in today's video, we're going to be going over the candle tail reversal indicator. And we're going to start here on the Tesla 5-minute chart. And just a brief overview of basically what this is. You can see these blue lines here are going to be the Bollinger Bands, a common indicator. And so we're using those. And it is also incorporating, as you can see here, this painted red box with this red arrow pointing down. It's incorporating certain price action characteristics, and fractals into the indicator and, into the formula to find these sell signals. And one of the price action characteristics, as I zoom in here, the reason why it's called candle tail reversal is it is finding two candles where the wicks are poking above the Bollinger Bands, but no closes, but two consecutive candles poking above it. And of course, it's taking into some other price action formulas as well to find this sell signal. But we're going to go over some examples and ways you can use this. A classic way, and just kind of a very standard, easy to read way that I like to look at this is once we find the candles here and we get a sell signal, I like to wait for a break below this box, below, of these two candles. It's identifying these two candles. All right, like to wait for a break below this box. So as we get the line out here, we see that price goes below it. And then I like to enter, when you find these two candles, find the first one and basically its closing price. You will find that usually this level, the closing price, which is also typically going to be the opening price of the next candle, will be a very sensitive price. And of course, we see, it would have hit here and never closing above this high. So this high holds intact, some consolidation, and then just completely free falls. Now, with this being a 5-minute chart, typically it's going to just be for scalping on a lower time frame like this. If you caught all of that move, that would have been great. But typically a safe bet would be playing it to the bottom portion of the Bollinger Band. Now, this would have been a little bit tight for me. I probably would have waited for another impulsive move down to at least fill in this gap or maybe even take out this low. Obviously, we see it does that easily. But that is the main idea of the indicators, taking the Bollinger Bands, which is basically a dynamic premium and discount, or another term for it is overbought and oversold. So you are essentially, having a dynamic, a moving oversold and overbought, graphic on your chart. And then you are incorporating this price action that the indicator is calculating and, that the algo uses to find these sell signals, or of course, buy signals as well. And now moving to another example, we're still here on the Tesla chart, the 5-minute chart. And using the logic of premium and discount, oversold and overbought, we see here, we have these two candles poking below it, and then it identifies a buy signal. But look, price is already, even though the criteria was met for, this buy signal, it's already well into the premium side of the Bollinger Band. So, seeing this price action, I would be very hesitant to take a buy. I would need something else to, confirm that it's going to expand even higher, which just, it could maybe potentially take out this high, but seeing that it's already touching the upper part of the Bollinger Band, we can filter this out, just logically, seeing that it's already in a, very high premium part of the Bollinger Band. To take a buy, we would just need to see much more other confirmations. But then what do we see here then? We then almost immediately then see this form, a sell signal. See it? Price goes below that. And then see how sensitive? It barely is hanging around that price. Again, taking the two candles that the wicks are, above, finding the closing price of the first one, could have entered in there. Price does poke above this high, but typically, just with good risk management, you probably, let me take off the magnet, would have put it above the Bollinger Band. So you can play price action, where maybe you think this high is going to stay intact. We see it doesn't, but that's also what the Bollinger Bands are for as well. And we can see this candle and this candle, the two highest, of this range, do not go above the Bollinger Band. So a safer stop would have been up there, but we still see the logic play out. Goes from premium down to the discount, goes below this low, and then of course another massive move down for the Tesla 5-minute chart. And here we are now on the NASDAQ E-mini futures, the 4-hour chart, and we've got this buy signal here. You see the logic in a deep discount, moves up, we get the signal. We can see some rejection off of the median, the 50% area, as I like to call it, of the Bollinger Bands. No strong impulsive moves into the deep premium. So this is still valid until we just see, it move away without giving us an entry. Of course, if you'd like to, enter on here, that's up to your own risk management and just your own style of trading. But again, we mark out that price level. Look at those two wicks right here, and then a huge move up. And something else to consider as far as take profits, obviously, getting in here and just this candle alone would have been huge, gains, a great trade, especially just for how quickly it left this price level. But if you're looking for price action to incorporate also with the Bollinger Bands, look for price to take out highs that are in the premium side. So for instance, kind of have a 3-bar swing high here. We've got a high here, but these are in the discount side of the Bollinger Band. So if you think you've really got an expansive move, you can take, I would highly suggest to take partials at this high, seeing that it is already in the premium side and closing above the premium side of the Bollinger Bands. It is always safe to take partials, at your first take profits. But, a much more long-term swing play is to look for highs such as this one, and obviously this one, that are in the premium side of the Bollinger Band. So just something to even look out for. Again, that's more of a riskier play, but as we can see in this example, with such a great entry, it played out perfectly, taking out, with this candle here, taking out this high. And then with this example, last thing I even wanted to show is another indicator vault indicator, the logic day trading. And this works great with something like this, where it is identifying, zones to trade from. Obviously we can see here, is great playing from this to up here and then a sell. But to give you even just extra confidence and that extra layer of confirmation to take buys or sells, I mean, we see here the logic day trading is finding this buy signal overlapping with the candle tail reversal buy signal. We have our entry price we're looking at. And again, that's just one I personally like to use depending on price action. There are other entry patterns that you may be more comfortable with, but as an extra layer of confirmation to take your trades, or at least for directional bias, this is a great one to also use. As we can see, this zone here, the overlapping buy signals, and off she goes. Would have been a great trade, a long-term, definitely a swing play, but a great trade. Just very simple stuff. Very easy price levels to look at for, to watch for reactions and other confirmations to get into. So I hope this video was helpful, and until next time, best of luck trading.